Mr. Speaker.
Good lady from District 14.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Speaker, this has been a long time in coming. Too long, in fact. I have been reminded by many constituents that we are nearing 300 days of waiting to be able to represent our people, our constituents. I want to take you back for a minute to the founding of our state constitution on July 4th, actually, which seems fitting. In 1889, Governor Stevenson gathered 72 delegates, not far off from our number here in this very room, from disparate parts of the state that represented differing interests, differing cultures, topography, economics, politics. From around the state they came to pen our state constitution. From this diversity, we became, from a territory, we moved to a unified state. Not only in our state constitution, of course, but in our precious United States Constitution. We guarantee the people a Republican form of government, and that happens through us as representatives of our constituents. It is essential to have this Republican form of government to restrict the expansion of government and ensure the preservation of our precious liberties. That balance between executive and legislative and judicial happens, and it's critical to happen to protect individual liberties. And we have felt that acutely over these last 300 days. It balances government overreach. This interrelationship between the Idaho legislature and the governor is designed to ensure limited government accountability, transparency, and fiscal responsibility as we execute our legislative duties. Now, under unanticipated, exigent circumstances, which we certainly could call these last 300 days, it may arise that the legislature needs to call itself into session, which is currently not possible, and that, of course, is what we are considering today. I do believe that it rises to the level of, first of all, being the first thing we consider here in this body. By no means will it solve all the problems that we and our constituents feel right now, but it will certainly, in the long term, restore that balance of power between the executive and the legislative body. It's times like these that it really is not perhaps there may be little incentive for the governor or the executive branch to choose to assemble the legislature for the purpose of being accountable to it. And that is exactly when we then need to be able to call ourselves, and this constitutional amendment addresses that. When we are calling ourselves into session, we ought to be extremely cognizant of the cost to the taxpayers. And you will see that this approach in our constitutional amendment does address that in part. When we call ourselves in to the tune of over $20,000 a day, we had better make sure that what we are calling ourselves into rises to the level of that expense to the taxpayer. So being cognizant of that, but also being committed to protecting the personal liberties and freedoms, the accountability and transparency with which our state conducts its business, I ask for your support of HJR 1. Thank you.